Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru at Prince George here. Today we're taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the crystal white pearl. Now, I have lots of people say, oh, I don't like white vehicles. With the Crosstrek, because of the amount of cladding on it, I would say it's less of a white vehicle and more of a white and black vehicle. Now, I mean, that's just what I say. I think it kind of looks like a panda, if you ask me, the white and the black. I really like the contrast, especially on this new body style for the 2024 model year. I think it looks great, very aggressive, very sporty. The front end is something that you'll notice, especially when comparing versus the previous gen. Right away, it's much more angular. You get a larger hexagonal honeycomb shaped grille. On the Onyx, which this is, you get the black painted metallic wings off of each logo. And there is actually flake in there. I don't think it's bright enough out there to notice it, but there is flake in it. And those lead into your more aggressively styled, smaller, more angular LED steering responsive headlights. And it is important to note that all Crosstreks, regardless of trim level, have auto high beam assist, which is a great feature. Automatically dims the high beams when you approach someone or catch up to someone with your brights on. The Onyx gets the yellow fog light surrounds for these LED fog lights, very bright, and I'm sure you could pop those off and get them painted if you weren't a huge fan of them, or get them wrapped. I don't know how to do that myself. I will look into that for you guys though. Get this C-cut channel, very aggressively styled. You see that on the Outback and the Ascent, and a bit on the Legacy. New hood shape. I quite like it. This crystal white has a lot of metallic flake in it too. Very shiny. On the side, you do get those black painted alloy wheels. They're 18-inch wheels. So you get the same wheels as a Limited, but it's black or / dark gray painted. The Limited has the alloy machined face. You get very aggressive fender flares with functional vents. You can actually see through them there. Black painted mirror caps with integrated turn signal. Subaru's all about safety. The Onyx is the first trim level that gets your tilt and slide sunroof. And again, it just kind of adds to the black and white aspect. I know it's not technically black glass, but it adds to it. Got slightly thicker roof rails than the previous gen Crosstreks. They're designed to hold a little bit more weight. Black shark fin antenna, get the black spoiler. Yeah. This is really apparent on this Crosstrek, on the white. I really like these taillights, and especially with the Onyx, the black in the taillight along with red, it ties into this black painted metallic strip along the back. It's very much like the Sport Forester with the black piece across the back. And again, this is black painted, lots of metallic flake in it. Really kind of hard to see right now, but it's good looking rear end on it. And the rear 3/4 view of the Crosstrek is probably my favorite angle of it. We have functional vents down here in the rear. I know it is kind of hard for the camera to pick it up, but you can see the paint when you look through there. We've got these little backup sensors, the body color sensors in the rear bumper. Those will actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're going to hit something between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour in reverse. And then we get this built-in kind of rear diffuser, very much like the rear end of a WRX. And I think that the Crosstrek rear end reminds me of a WRX. I don't know if it reminds you guys of it or not, but it does me. Between the two stars, little rubber switch, that's how you open it. Backup camera with its own washer, drains right there. Very cool. Handy up here. And there's a lot of room in the back of the Crosstrek, far more than people expect. Privacy cover / tonneau cover, whatever you want to call it, is a standard piece of equipment on the Onyx and the Limited. Keeps things out of sight, out of mind, helps insulate things a little bit better. And this is removable. It's just a telescopic piece. This screw moves across. All I have to do is grab, and you can see it's moved. And I can pull it out. Very easy to use, even single-handed. The upcoming owner has opted to get the cargo tray, the Crosstrek cargo tray. So you've got rocks and kind of a mountain motif. It's very cool. Kind of ties in with the mountain motif you have right here, including the little Crosstrek. We've got a halogen cargo light. That will shut off when I close the rear hatch. We've got grocery bag hooks on the top on each side, in addition to hooks on the bottom and nice hard mount physical tie downs on the front. And you can get a cargo net accessory that ties in all 3 on each side. Now, I get asked about these all the time. These are in fact cup holders. And that is confirmed by Subaru Canada. Great for tailgating. Underneath here, false floor, we've got our spare tire equipment. It is a full-size donut. It is a temporary tire, just so you're aware. And beside each cup holder, we do have this little kind of cutout for more storage. I wouldn't want to put anything like screws or any hard objects there because it would probably rattle on back roads. Handle. Second row. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room in here. Lots of people don't expect there to be this much room. Taller people will fit without issue. Good leg room. I'm a bigger guy, and I fit comfortably in the back. Of course, how you're built, leg torso proportionate, that's gonna make a big difference. All of the Onyx models have this light/dark gray caltrops pattern fabric, along with these yellow bolster highlights. And I don't think the camera's actually doing the yellow any justice. I think it looks way better in person. Yeah, it's very nice. There is a fold down armrest with integrated cup holders, easy to fold back up. We have 2 USB ports, USB A and C, sockets for charging. We have a rear map back pocket on the back of the front passenger seat, nothing on the rear of the back driver. You have easy access to your latch system for the anchors, for your child seats, and in the event you need to fold the seats flat, this one's not locked, and I can tell because it's got the red. I just pull. Virtually flat, there's a little bit of an angle there, but if you can't see the red, it's locked. As soon as you lift, and you can see it, it's unlocked. Easy to use. On the door, soft touch armrest, yellow contrast stitching. This is hard touch black and light gray plastic. Down below here, we've got a little bit of storage along with a bottle holder. And this is designed to be a step. This is textured to be grippy. So when you stand on that, if you have crossbars, a roof box, it's easier to access it. Now you can stand on a tire like lots of people suggest, but the tire sits inside the fender and you're not gonna get as much of your foot on that as you would there. I do also get asked about that little plastic insert all the time. If we go over here, little metal tab, that's part of a rear crash safety bar that goes through the door, adds extra protection in the event of a side collision, stops intrusion into the passenger area of the cab. Child lock if you need it. Now, with it being a proximity key, and all of the Crosstreks except for the entry-level convenience or proximity, this needs to stay in your pocket, your purse, your backpack, just needs to be within 46 inches. Now, only the front driver door, front passenger door, and the rear hatch have the sensors for this. Let's put it in my pocket. It's open right now. To lock it, I've got these lines. All I have to do, touch, and we'll confirm. It's locked. I wait a second, I walk up, and the other way you can tell visually is your hazard light, part of your turn signal, is gonna flash. Unlocked. Simple. Now, it is programmed to only unlock the driver door at first. You can program it to be all of the doors if you'd like. When you grab the front passenger door, all of them unlock. That's normal. Front driver door card looks very similar to the rear. This is soft touch. We still have the yellow contrast stitching. This has even more cushion or squishiness to it. It's a very comfortable armrest. We have our power window. We've got our window lock, our auto front windows, power mirror adjustment, bottle holder with a little bit more storage, and then we have this faux carbon fiber trim, and that kind of continues in there, ties it all together. Front driver's seat, same seating material, a little bit more bolstering. Headrests are slightly different than the back, definitely more bolstering. And these seats, Subaru has done a ton of research. These seats are designed to reduce the amount of fatigue you experience over long drives by stopping your pelvis from vibrating. So they've done a lot of research on these seats. And it is a power driver seat, including lumbar support. Lumbar support, that's a first in a Crosstrek ever in North America, 24, and Onyx trim level and up. The upcoming owner has also opted to add the Subaru Crosstrek floor mats, and they've got these little lock tabs so they lock in place. It's not the posts like the previous ones. We do also get the aluminum pedal covers with the rubber grips. I'm gonna put that back so I don't dirty it up anymore. On the inside, by the driver's left knee, I have a scroll wheel. That controls the brightness of your gauges. So if you need to dim them, you can. If you want it all the way bright, you can. Easy enough to do. Inside, push button start, foot's on the brake, light goes green, green means go. Everything comes to life. Got blind spot detection in both of our side mirrors. We have those little nubs, and they'll illuminate orange when someone's in your blind spot or going to be in your blind spot on the corresponding side. And actually, speaking of blind spot, the visibility in these is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm just holding this right in front of my face as I turn. It's great visibility. Absolutely phenomenal. You don't expect that in a smaller vehicle, but you get it in the Crosstrek. Now, steering wheel is the new style steering wheel that you see in the Outback Legacy Ascent, and of course the Crosstrek. Left-hand side, volume is now a toggle left to right. It used to be this. This toggle now changes our small little top display. Gives us different information depending on what we want to look at. And these are, of course, the Onyx gauges with the yellow surrounds. Again, the camera's not really doing it any justice. But volume, accept phone call, hang up or decline, issue voice command, or access Siri while using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. This little eye, you can see right there, we got a little eye. If I press the I button, oh, it tells me what it is. Washer fluid low. Okay, fair enough. Tell me if your seatbelt's off, stuff like that. I mean, we do also have the little washer light there, but switch between your presets, switch from AM to FM to satellite to aux to Bluetooth, etc. So source of music. Right hand side here, we have our adaptive cruise and lane centering. Now both of those use these eyesight cameras, Subaru safety system. So 2 cameras are standard, 3rd wide angle mono camera that gives it a better field of vision left to right. That's new for the 24s, which is very, very cool. It works very well, big difference. So when I turn on the adaptive cruise, I get an image of the Crosstrek, and you'll notice there's 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you. You'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise. So 4 bars, 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet. You can follow closer if you want to ride someone's butt. That's totally fine. Or use it when you're getting close to a large urban center. Lane centering, off, on. So symbols there. Above 60 kilometers an hour, if the cameras can see the road lines, whichever side it can see, whether that's one or both, will illuminate white on the corresponding side. And what that does is it'll actually give you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane. Now, this is not hands-free driving, and I cannot stress that enough. Do not take your hands off the wheel and let it steer for you. If the road lines just disappear or whatever, you're going to go off in the ditch. It does also get mad at you if there's no driver input after a little while and shuts that portion of the system off. Just so you're aware. Sport and intelligent drive modes. So sport, a little bit more aggressive than intelligent. You go faster sooner, you use slightly more fuel, you set it at a higher RPM. It's great. It's more spirited driving. Heated wheel. Now, it does not heat between the seam, just kind of where you're supposed to keep your hands, but it gets absolutely cooking. It gets up to like 40 degrees. It's hot. Steering wheel adjustment. Down here, bottom left of the steering column, hook your thumb and pull down, and then you have tilt and telescopic. You can adjust it to drivers of varying heights, arm, and leg lengths. That's great adjustability for all heights and arm lengths. 11.6-inch infotainment screen. They've broken it into 3 portions. Bottom portion, we've got our climate controls. We still have physical buttons, and it goes up and down in 0.5 degree increments. But if I want it lower, simply do that. Passenger wants it lower than me, I'm set. I can turn off climate to the rear, or I can have it focus on the entire cab. I can also click and bring this up. I can click, I can drag, I can sync it to just driver controlled. I can control where I want my airflow, and if I want AC on, max AC, recirc, you've got a lot of options. Just your front defrost, which automatically turns your fan strength up, and then you have your heated mirrors, back window, and your wiper deicer where your windshield wipers sit, which I thought was super gimmicky when I first learned about it, but it is one of the best features ever. I absolutely love it. Best thing ever in the winter. Turn it off. Now, slightly above that, we have vehicle control, driving assistance, and more settings so we can control things. Turn on off the auto start stop, turn on auto vehicle hold, change our adaptive cruise, turn off blind spot detection. You got a lot of adjustability. Change it to miles per gallon, miles per hour if you go into the States. We can also turn off the auto start stop right there. The little envelope or Monopoly House is your home button. We can hook up phones that way, and we can set a driver profile. Middle portion of the screen, got radio, pretty self-explanatory. Media is Bluetooth, aux, or USB. Phone allows you to hook up your phone to Bluetooth. Under apps, we have our wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay setups, access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name.
SXM travel link, part of the 3-month trial you get with most new Subarus. Car info, things like driving statistics, set maintenance reminders, turn off the display, turn on valet mode, auto vehicle hold, turn off traction control, put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, shows you the top of the bumper so you have something to relate to, rear assist braking's active, park sensors are active, and I can clean the backup camera. Pretty cool. Works really, really well. Great thing in the winter here. We do also have volume and tuning knobs, so we do still have some physical buttons in addition to the steering wheel ones. And then the top portion, we've got dual function X mode, and the Onyx is the first trim level that gets the dual function X mode. X mode is like 4x4 low on a pickup, so I press snow and dirt mode, snow and dirt mode, rough terrain mode, downhill descent control, and it only works up to 40 kilometers an hour. After that, it kicks out and goes back to traditional all-wheel drive. Deep snow and mud also deactivates traction control to allow for excess wheel spin. Chew you out of that situation that you found yourself in. We have weather, part of the 3-month satellite radio trial, gauges, and we can change these widgets around. Simply click the one I want to change, and there you go. And then we have what we're listening to. So it'll do radio, it'll do Bluetooth, it'll say Spotify. It's pretty cool. I find that most people like the gauges, but it's all personal preference. There's no wrong. Below the screen, we have USBs, 2 USBs, and an aux, in addition to our 10-watt wireless charger. So if you're charging your phone on this, it's going to get warm. That's normal. Don't be alarmed. This little green light will go orange when it's charging, or I can turn it off and it won't charge if I put something there. It says don't put metal objects there. Don't put metal objects there. On the center, it is an automatic CVT. I do really like this synthetic material shifter boot with the contrast. I really like this. I think this is well done. If I'm in drive and I pull the shifter towards myself, I manually select my gears up and down with the paddles. So great for downshifting, coming down hills. Got our park brake. Pull up to turn it on. My foot is not on the brake, and I push down. It says, please depress brake pedal. Push down. Off it goes. We have heated seat switches. They kept the physical switches for the Crosstrek, which I really like. Offset cup holders with drink raisers. We've got 12-volt outlet. Got a little bit of storage. Very, very deep amount of storage there. Place to run your cords out, but there are no power points in there. And up top here, we have SOS and Concierge. That's part of the 3-month trial, or 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. Call for roadside, call for help. Got our sunroof controls. We've got our map lights, door control. So it's set to door. So anytime a door is opened, a light turns on. Tilt and slide sunroof with a manual shade, and it is the dark headliner in the Onyx, which I really like. I don't feel that it makes it claustrophobic or makes it feel more closed in. I think it looks great. We've got sunglass storage, vanity mirror with light, and in the event the sun's directly at my left or right, I've got an extender for the sun visor. And then something else to note, all 4 doors have a handle. Grab handle, ease of access, in and out. Now, I didn't mention earlier that it has the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, but this does have that. Onyx is the first trim level that comes with that. 182 horsepower in a vehicle of this size is quite a bit of power. So underneath the hood here, and open it, face the Subaru, hand goes to the right of the logo, in, facing down, right to left. That's the little hook right there. 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. I know, looks pretty nondescript, looks very similar to the 2 liter that you find in the convenience in the Touring. Everything the average consumer is going to touch is in yellow. Brake fluid, washer fluid, oil, coolant, dipstick. Oil filters up top, easily accessible. Battery's easy to get to, it's not hidden under some silly cover. And if you need to change your air filter, it's right there. Really, really easy to access. And then to close these, I just like to drop them. I don't like to put my hand on them and push down because I feel like I'm going to break it. So I'm going to give you guys another quick walk around of the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx in the crystal white pearl. This is probably the most popular trim level of Crosstrek that we sell. And of course, the Crosstrek is the most popular Subaru being sold in North America right now. So very, very popular vehicle. I do recommend you try them out. It's like driving a lifted car. It's very comfortable. Great on fuel.
So for watching my quick walkthrough of the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Onyx, if you guys have any questions about this vehicle, any of the vehicles in our lineup, any of the tech or anything you saw in there that I maybe didn't elaborate on, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions, and I'm always looking for new ideas to make new videos for you guys. So let me know. And of course, we're a smaller dealership in northern British Columbia. If you're in BC looking for a Subaru, please reach out to me. A lot of the time, our wait times are shorter than the big guys, and I'd love to help you find the perfect Subaru for you. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.